Hey guys, it's been a while. So today I just wanted to kill some time and maybe talk about the One Piece, Dragon Ball, Pokemon market at the moment. So recently I've been visiting a lot of the card shops lately, and it seems like Dragon Ball is starting to match with One Piece here in Japan. And for the people not aware of the Dragon Ball market, Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh in Japan has been the biggest card game till Pokemon took over back in 2020, 2021, the boom, right? But in Japan back then, Yu-Gi-Oh was very, I would say, it was the card game that literally kept everything alive as well. Pokemon was popping, but at the same time, Yu-Gi-Oh was still the pinnacle, and then everyone started to come into the Pokemon investing side, and people started to collect and see that they could profit off it. And then years passed by. Yu-Gi-Oh was still there, and then here comes Bandai. So Digimon was actually with Bandai since the beginning, and for the I would say the big Bandai cards, right? When they transition over from the old Bandai Cardas and now into the TCG with Digimon. And then came with One Piece, and then a year, or if I'm not mistaken, maybe a year, yes, a year after Dragon Ball Fusion World came in. And recently, a lot of people were saying that One Piece is through the moon, everything One Piece gonna be valuable, and in reality, even Digimon, right? Everything is uh, everything is valuable until it meets, or sorry, until it cannot meet demand. And that's where people start to see the value in trying to chase things that are, I would say, scarce. So when things get out of print, people try to, I would say, hoard, collect, even if it's unnecessary, but because they have that fear and FOMO of missing out, of maybe, oh, maybe if I stacked up on some cards, but in reality, if you do not like the card, no, don't need to bother. Collect what you like. So I've been collecting some Digimon cards in a mixture of One Piece, Pokemon, of course, Dragon Ball. I like attacking the exclusive grails, like some event promos, promotional lotteries, and also some tournament cards, maybe even some championship cards if possible, winner cards, because they're much more, how can I say, they're much more exclusive, right, compared to pulling things from a modern set. And I want to expose the One Piece TCG. So a lot of the people right now, they talked about how One Piece is going through the roof and it's valuable and stuff, but in reality, it is just FOMO. Just because you would see a card that would like few cards going up, like that, like for example the mangas, right? Biggest example, the mangas. Yes, it's gonna be rare, but at the same time, just remember it's printed in multiple languages, right? Mangas aren't rare. What is rare are exclusive products. I would say not other languages do not have those. I would say they don't. For example, the Pokemon promos, right? Those Pokemon Center promos, exclusive to Japan. Those are even much more sought after and rare because they're only printed in one language. But the mangas, they're only printed in sets, right? You could pull them in English sets, Japanese sets. Many of the mangas floating around, I would say here in Japan, people like to say it's scarce and rare, but I'm walking around and I could see all mangas everywhere. So doesn't mean that it's is valuable, right? Yes, because it's hard to pull, but at the same time, it is not hard to find. Okay, what is hard to find are what? Tournament cards, right? Promotional lottery exclusive, for example, those exclusive English, right? Those Tokyo Dome, those even those soccer, right? Luffy and that basketball event that has been popping off recently. So those cards are gonna be much more, I can say it will hold much more of a better value than those mangas because they're English. Here, let me talk about English mangas. People talk about, these are the first prints. People don't get me started with the erratas or the correction and all this type of stuff. Just remember, guys, Japanese prints first. I don't care what English set came out, whatever, blue bottom, white bottom, black bottom, bikini bottom, it doesn't matter. Okay? Japanese prints first, and English are just overpriced reprints. Fact. Same meta, same artwork. Okay? Copy and paste. Chat GPT that if you want. Okay, and guess what? Guess what? You'll get your feelings hurt, but same time just accept truth. Okay? All these so-called uh collectors saying that these are the prints that are, I would say, the first prints for this and that. It doesn't matter. It'll never be a first print. And right now, they said this year Bandai will do a universal worldwide release. Okay, there you go. Now it's a worldwide release, but right now from OP14, maybe 15 and older, it is already etched in stone, written in stone, it's already in history that it was first printed before any English set. So from OP01 to OP15 or first prints ever. Okay, so which means those cards will be much more looked after as a collection value, right? Compared to those, I don't know who, you know, here's my take. Scalpers, investor bros, they love to hype things that are saturated. They love to hype things that they can get that they can get a hold of easy so that they can profit off it, right? I have no problem with profit, but when you start to spread, I would say if you try to spread false stigma that English are first prints, that's where I kind of have to step in because I feel like you're just trying to, I would say, take advantage of people who are uneducated. And in reality, these investor bros, they hate grail items because they can't get their hands on them easily. So they don't like to hype things that are, I would say, scarce because they know they can't touch it, right? It's very hard to find. It's very exclusive, and it is like one of the, I would say, full what do you call it in Pokemon? When you are super effective. So if you can attack what an investor bro or a scalper with something that exclusive and grail and hard to get, it's a super effective because guess what? It'll be basically in a high value. It's gonna little bit be much more harder for them to obtain compared to these sealed, saturated, modern sets that are like OPO1, OPO2, OPO3, OPO4. People are gonna be talking about as if it's so hard to find, but in reality, if there are Pokemon 1996, 1999 boxes lying around, what makes you think One Piece will be any different 20 years down the road? With everyone educated with what they know right now of hoarding. Okay, so not many people back then knew that Pokemon would boom in 1999. People never thought 20 years, 25 years later, people would try to sell these sealed base set, I would say vintage cards. But guess what? They still have some lying around. And they think that they're like this Logan Paul that can have like nine, they're the only nine people that owns One Piece in this whole world. Like, come on, guys, let's be like literally like realistic. There are thousands of graded mangas. Those are not Charizards, guys. You guys are just FOMOing. And for Dragon Ball, I said in my last videos that One Piece, Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe who knows if Pokemon ever does it, serialized cards are gonna be the true value for any collector. Serialized cards, championship tournament cards, prize cards, basically exclusive promotional cards, lottery cards. Those are gonna be where it holds its value because three things holds value, right? One of the guys that I looked up to into collecting, he said scarcity, uh, what is that? Uh, Condition, scarcity, and exclusivity, right? So, uh, I would not say a lot of the times many people who do investing are perfect. I'm not a financial advisor, or I'm not telling you to invest, but what I'm just telling you is to wake up and try not to pay overpriced with these so-called FOMO cards. That is, I would say, push into your algorithms in YouTube, Instagram, because in reality, these cards, they're great if you love the card, right? They're great. If you love the card, the artwork, the character, collect it. Even if you can't sell it, you love it, you wouldn't mind keeping it, then guess what? Then you're a true card collector. But what I like about cards is if you like a card and you have 3 or 4 copies of it and it's like your grail card and it rise up in value and you're like, oh, I can make money off it. Why not sell some? Okay, boom. Oh, the card that I like. The card that I like, I saw that it many people liked it, and why not share it, right, with other people? So one thing I like about card collecting is, like, think about this. Think about money. Money is temporary. They print money, but the cards, it's limited. It can run out of print. So, which is more valuable? Whatever's in more in demand, right? If let's say Pokemon cards, right? I would say already, for example, the vintage, they already stopped printing. That's the reason why its value goes up, because it's out of print. It's limited compared to money. Money, they reprint it over and over again. That's why we like to collect, is because we try to enjoy our money. We buy things that maybe we like, and at the same time you can use it to I would say collect and further profit, and then future gains, buy more of your grail cards. So again, money is temporary. Same time, money is important, but at the same time, for you, whatever card you get, think about that. Okay, is it worth your money? Simple as that. Is it worth your money? Is it worth not selling? Okay, if you love it, there you go. You might as well just take it, because if you have a second thought of, oh, maybe I can flip this, so technically you're not in it for the car, you're just in it for the profit, which is kind of borderline for many so-called collectors. Because for me, for example, let me show you, right? I have recently gotten, these are not popular, but for example, these, right? I got the Beelzemon and the Digimon, Gilmon and Takaro, right? For me, these cards, yes, they're maybe worthless to someone, but for me, these cards are valuable and it's worth my money. And even if I don't sell it, I it's in my collection for good. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was just my rant. It's been a while since I posted, so I wanted to throw some conversations out there. And maybe if you could find this video useful, please give a thumbs up, please subscribe and support, and let me know what you guys want me to talk about next. And see you guys. It's late here in Japan. It's 12 a.m. Peace, guys. Bye bye. Oos.